Welcome back to the Boss Woman Network podcast, where powerful women share powerful stories. I'm your host, Leilani, and as we continue our mission of highlighting trailblazing women across every industry, I want to remind you that the Boss Woman Network will soon be rebranding to CEOess, which is CEOS means female CEO, a movement for modern women in power. I've created something called the CEOS experience, which is something that helps women like you automate your business with confidence, system, and style. Now, today's guest embodies exactly what it means to walk in confidence and community. I am so excited to introduce today's guest, a powerhouse strategist, brand visionary, and advocate for women discovering their authentic identity. She is the Chief Empowerment Officer at Cohesive Confidence LLC and someone who has turned personal resilience into professional brilliance. And that is Miss Christy Meaux. Welcome to the show, Christy.
Thank you so much, Leilani. I'm thrilled to be here with you and the audience, and I can't wait to see where this conversation takes us today.
Yes, me as well. Thank you so much. Let's talk about cohesive confidence and how that was born. You worked across mortgage, social sales, product management, 20 years of strategy experience. That's not a small feat. What made you finally step into creating your own container and brand for an identity work?
Yeah, so the beginning of 2023, I was coming out of an extended period of grief. I had 8 losses in 15 months, which is a
What?
lot.
8?
Yeah,
Was that during
8.
COVID?
It did, it was started June 1st of 21. So we weren't completely out of it, but we had navigated, I think, the worst of it by that point from a
Mm.
COVID perspective. But I was in a relationship at the time, and his oldest son took his life. And so that
No.
was the first one. And then his mom died 70 days later. And then I had a friend, a client, another friend, my dog. So there was a lot of compounded loss over 15 months.
Wow.
And if anybody has been through grief, you know that you are never the same after
Mm.
as you were before. And time is marked before and after events that change you significantly. And that was absolutely true. I was a mortgage broker, I was doing retail mortgage at the time, and came into 2023 knowing that I had to reclaim my identity, had to rediscover who I was, figure out what was authentic about it. And my boundaries were really, really defined by that point. I didn't have time to deal with everybody else's stuff. I needed to take care of mine. So coming into 2023, I told myself, for whatever this means, I'm going to brand myself. I had been in a business with a company that I had to embody their core values, their culture, their colors, speak their language. When I was out making relationships happen to get the business, I had to go gather my business. I had to find my business. I was the only one responsible for my paycheck.
Mm.
The company provided the tools, but it was my voice and my values and my relationships that cultivated my own success. And then to have someone tell me what I should be producing, how much money I should bring into the business, and all of these things did not feel aligned with my values and the way I wanted to move forward. So when I started branding myself, that was number one. I made a change into wholesale lending, which was an eye opener. The rest of these things, they found me. And I truly believe that I was a magnet for all of these things, and they were supposed to happen for me. But I had started copywriting, helping women identify who they were through writing personal and professional bios. I was in an environment where there was a lot of in-person networking and a lot of introductions happening, and so many people had no idea how to introduce themselves. So I
Mm.
helped women discover that within them. I also got certified as a business strategist through a program that I had jumped into as part of my own rediscovery. and helped write the program and ended up getting that certification at the end of it. And ultimately started teaching it to other entrepreneurs as well. And I was invited to help launch a skincare brand. So I had four separate businesses, four streams of income, completely disconnected from each other, but I was so excited to share them all. And that's a mouthful.
That is. I'm trying to figure out how you were able to juggle all four and they were completely different industries.
Yeah. And I'm a little ADHD.
I get it.
Give me a variety. I like a buffet. I like a buffet. So I was in a networking meeting, and the instruction by the lady running it that day was tell us your name and tell us what you do. Don't tell us the name of your company. Don't tell us your job title.
Mm.
Because at the end of the day, nobody cares about either one. They care about you and what you do. And it changed my life because by the time it came around, I got to tell everybody, my name is Christy Meaux and I create cohesive confidence.
I love
Every
that.
single service I offered carried an element of confidence.
Mm.
And when you pull them all together, it's cohesive and it's working together. They don't work against each other, but they stack and they bring in more.
So that's how you came up with the name Cohesive Confidence.
That's how I came up with the name. And I spent the last year was really pivotal. I came up to the Dallas Fort Worth area from South Texas. I was around San Antonio. And my mom had been diagnosed with terminal cancer. So I came up here to spend time with her and love her um, hands on at the end of her life. But
Man,
ultimately, that led me to resign from the mortgage aspect and really dive into designing my own brand and business and taking cohesive confidence to the next level. And I filed for my LLC in August, launched my beta in September, and I just celebrated my 1 year anniversary with Cohesive Confidence as my number one all in 100% focus so that I can help other women discover their own.
I love that. Congratulations. 1 year
Thank
anniversary.
you. Thank you.
Wow. Um, you've had quite the journey. So launching your business shortly after personal loss, navigating breakup, moving, still showing up for clients. That's real leadership right there. What kept you grounded in such a like chaotic time?
Ultimately, it's faith.
Mm.
I've grown up in church, thankful. I always told my mom the best gift she gave me was to know Jesus. And whew, but I have a tattoo on the inside of my wrist. You can't see it. It's very light, but it's
Okay.
Hebrews 11:1. And I
Hmm.
hope it's okay if I share, but
Yes, what
that
is Hebrews
verse,
11:1?
Hebrews 11:1 says, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not yet seen."
Oh yeah, I love that one. I didn't
And
know the scripture, but I remember that one.
yeah, it's my life verse. And anytime I need to get regrounded and reacquainted, and if I fall away from that path, I have my faith to lean back into and pull me over to where I need to be. And that is it's my guiding light every single time. So you know, in the midst of grief and loss, I've never lost the sight of we can look for joy. Joy exists in every day. Sometimes we have to look a little harder to find it, but it's there.
Wow. You are very, very strong because 15 losses in 1 year. I don't
No, no,
even
no, eight
eight
losses in
in
15
15
months.
months. Sorry, eight
Yeah,
losses, 15 months. I don't even know how you were able to pick yourself up from that because that is a lot. One is a lot, two is a lot, but eight in 1 year?
yeah.
Wow. So before we move on to the next question, what advice would you give someone that has suffered loss? Because one loss is difficult for me to handle versus eight. as far as being able to just really pick yourself up. Like, is this what you had to tell yourself over and over every day? Because how did you even get out of bed?
I got a little selfish.
Mm,
I had to take care of me. And I learned there is no right or wrong way to grieve.
mm,
And when people expect you to react or behave in one way and then to snap back into it, you get to you get to take care of you. You don't have to adhere to what society says is okay. The take a couple days to grieve and let us know when you're ready to come back. Sometimes it takes more than a couple of days, and that's okay. There's no shame in grief. Um, Allow yourself to feel it. I think that there's been so much of the riskiness associated with crying, with being vulnerable, and a lot of people shut down instead of allowing themselves to feel things.
true.
And I found, honestly, I found more power and real purpose in being vulnerable and experiencing that level of vulnerability. I mean, it was raw and everybody knew what was going on. When we lost that 19-year-old boy, that I had to make sure that people knew that he mattered because he
Mm.
lived, not because he died.
Oh, I love that.
And I wanted to share his story and share his life and be such an outward expression of love for him. And that gave me a purpose, but it also allowed other people to judge and to be part of that grief or to take that and do with what they were going to do. And I couldn't control it. And I had to be okay with that.
Mm.
And I still to this day will share his story, share my experience with him. And I'm not affiliated or associated or connected to his family anymore. But he was my family when I was with him.
Oh, strong. You definitely represent strength.
Thank you.
Um, so let's talk about your 12-week signature program, Becoming a Brand in Business. What makes this different from other branding programs out there?
So when I got my certification for business strategy, I knew that I wanted to design a brand element to support it because I felt like defining and creating a vision for the result of the business was one thing, but it wasn't the whole thing. It wasn't comprehensive. It wasn't cohesive. We were missing something. And so I was trying to develop this brand element, but I couldn't quite get it there. And I was affiliated with a skincare company, and sadly, they closed in December of last year. But before they did that, they launched a certification program for color analysis. And I know color analysis is a big trend right now. It's come back. My mom had done color analysis in the 80s with her skincare company that she was with at the time. And I knew immediately that that color analysis would be a big part of that branding element in becoming brand and business.
So for those out there that don't know what do you mean by color analysis? What is that?
Yeah, so color analysis is where I do everything virtual. We take the photos, you submit
Uh-oh, we
photos
froze up.
online.
We
Oh, there
froze
you
up.
go. You're
There we
back.
go. Could you hear me when I was just speaking?
I could. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yep. So once a client purchases color analysis from me, I will send out an intake form. I get some information about their current wardrobe profile. What are you wearing? What colors do you love? Do you wear more gold or silver? What looks good on you? How do you feel? But I also take it a little further. What does your business look like? Do you have a brand currently? Who's your competition? What do you want? What is the vision for where you carry this forward? My opportunity with color analysis is to help clients find confidence in the color palette in their closet, so they're wearing the colors that elevate their natural beauty, allow them to be seen. And we can do it for men too. Women typically are going to be clients in this arena, but we can always find something on the sale rack and feel like it's a really good deal, and it looks one way in a light in the store, and as soon as you get it home, that color looks a little bit different hanging in your closet, and you're not really sure what to do with it. So we look at accessories. We look at the boldness in colors. Like my top today carries a lot of green. There's a little bit of orange and tan in here, but that
Yeah, that's
tan is
pretty.
not my color.
Hmm.
But this green is absolutely my color because it's going to help uplift my face. It's not going to bring my face downward. It's going to allow my eyes to be seen, my smile to be bigger. It's going to take the shadows out of my cheeks and under my eyes. You can see with my glasses there. But
Wow.
color analysis is valid when, especially when you're coming into your branding, looking at colors that create harmony with the clothes in your closet. Because if your brand colors are not in alignment or the color palette, they can create conflict, which is going to then drive clients away from you, not bring people to you. And that's what you want. You want to connect and attract people and relationships anywhere that you walk in.
Wow. I
And
never even thought about any of that.
yeah. So it's a whole complete package. And why wouldn't we want to have the conversation to help us be and look our best?
Wow.
Less energy, save money, save time, because when you know that everything in your closet allows you to look your best, you don't have to think about it.
That's pretty cool. So from beginning to end, when you take on a client, what are some of your first steps?
First steps is we're going to start creating the vision. Who are you? What do you want? What are your values? How do we get you from this limited thinking process into this audacious environment where everything that you've ever desired is extremely possible? And I want to create and cultivate that authentic identity, the one where you don't have to hide, you don't have to play small, that you get to show up in every single space being authentically 100% you, and then you reap the rewards from doing so. I
Wow.
fully believe everybody was created for a purpose on this planet. We were never created to be the same. We were never created to live by the expectations of someone else. We were given the power to set our own expectations and our own standards. And I want women to embrace that for themselves. Because the second that a woman does that for herself, she also does that for the children that she's influencing, for her family, for her daughters, for her nieces, for the other women in the room who have never had the experience to be as big and bold as what they deserve.
Oh my God, I love that. I mean, a lot of us women, we have so much pressure in society. I don't care what your nationality or background or cultural, we all deal with something. So it's harder for us to feel safe to be our authentic selves. How do you get women to come out of those shells to actually be more authentic?
I think and I believe that the way that I am able to create relationships and build trust with every person that I do business with, that any person that comes into my program, the way that I serve my community, I'm going to show up the same here as I do on my personal Facebook page. I don't have time to be anybody different. I always tell people I'm a WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get. And I allow people to show up as themselves. I don't expect anyone to come in perfect. There's no right or wrong answers. Lay it down. Lay it down. And there's one exercise in particular that we get to do, and it's one of the most powerful things that I've been blessed to witness. And it's writing a permission letter. The permission letter is the backbone of opening the door to what's possible. It's every woman saying, I give myself permission to be more than they thought that I would be.
Mm.
I give myself permission to use my voice and not be quiet. I give myself permission to change the dynamics that are holding me back. And you get to be specific and define what each of those things are. Anything that anyone has ever told you that you couldn't be, that you shouldn't be, that you're too much for.
I love that.
You only carry those identities if you decide to carry those identities, but otherwise you get to decide and give yourself permission to be different.
Wow. I love that. And that makes women feel safe and comfortable to where they can go ahead and open up. I like the fact that you start out with that and then you actually go deeper with just being authentic. You are actually looking in the closets as well. As branding is a lot deeper than just your logo. You're actually helping them with their clothing and everything to match the complete brand. That I've never seen that.
Absolutely. Thank you. Well, and that's the hope is, I don't want to keep this under lock and key. I want other women to have this experience of being able to live boldly and serve this beautiful purpose that you were created for without shame and without any regret, right? Um, the big piece here is if we don't do that personal discovery up front, and we continue to build things and just stack things on top of the stuff that doesn't serve us, that foundation is going to be filled with cracks.
Hmm,
And if you have a cracked foundation, the house is going to crumble.
that's so true.
So why not fix the foundation first and then stack all of the beautiful things up?
I love that. I love that. That is great. I think I may need that service myself because I never thought
Come
about
on,
branding
sister, come on.
clothes, my clothes with the entire brand. I never even that has never crossed my mind that that was a part of the whole business setup. Do you what is your success rate with that with women?
So I'm relatively new, so I'm not going to overstate my success. I put all of this together in a shiny package in March of this year. So my sample size is a little bit small, but I will tell you the women that I have served in the color analysis and branding discussions and services, they are showing up. I have a friend, her name is Danny. I've posted her picture on my Cohesive Confidence Facebook page. It's in her lipstick. The coolest thing in the world. She does a lot of her work on Zoom, and that's where I see her is on Zoom. So she had a shade of lipstick that she loved wearing, and she was connected to it and embodied it. And it went well with the clothes that she wore that were more muted. And she would switch it up. She was going between two shades of lipstick, and she would pick one. And every time she wore this more favorable one, I made a point and I was like, Danny, you look amazing in this lipstick color. I highlighted her features. It makes your eyes pop. It definitely gives your cheekbones a little bit more of a higher appearance. Your cheeks are rosy because they're picking up the color from this lipstick.
Wow.
And, it wasn't all of that all the time, but it was like, oh my gosh, you look so good today. You look refreshed, or you look like you're laughing, or whatever the favor is,
Mhm.
highlighting that color. And I noticed she was wearing it more and more and less of the other one. And she ended up saying, she's like, Christy, I got rid of the other lipstick.
You gave her
And
that compliment.
I planted the seed with her,
Mm.
right? Because in the subconscious, it's like, hey, this color, I always get great feedback wearing this color. And then she started taking that color of that favorable lipstick and wearing it with colors that went with it, not focused on wearing the other colors that were more muted. But even the more muted colors were starting to look different on her because she changed her lip color.
Wow. Huh.
So there's so many ways to make color work, and it's not necessarily always going to be with what you're wearing from your closet, but it's in your accessories.
Hmm.
It's in the color of the bag or the shoes that you're going to carry. It's on your desk. There's a lady that I met networking, and I see her on Zoom, but her pictures on Instagram, she's got turquoise and red on her desk in all of her pictures. And the colors that she wears in her clothing are all pretty basic, like black or white or cream. But that consistency in the color of the accessories on her desk.
Hmm.
And then she'll wear a bracelet or eyeglasses that fit that same dynamic.
Isn't that something? You never think about all of those things when you do.
It's beautiful. And I start to see more and more and more of it. I have another client who is in the kitchen a lot. She does cooking videos. She does homemade teas and mocktails. And she was wearing white in her kitchen, which is also white. And I told her, I said, I understand why the white, because it's clean, it's pure, it's your kitchen. You want everything to be clean, but you're getting lost.
Ah, too much white.
You're the feature. People are tuning in because of you. Imagine a talk show host blending in with the backdrop.
Yeah, that wouldn't work. Too
It
much.
doesn't work. So now she's wearing solid color shirts in her color palette. And I was like, I see you, girl. You're showing up.
I love that. I love that.
So it's been really fun seeing all of the self-discovery come through. And the more confident a woman is with who she is and how she looks and how she shows up, it opens up so many doors of opportunities all the way around. And you can't be made to feel less if you're feeling your best.
That's so true. I
I
love
need to
that.
write that down.
Yes, write it down. You can't be made to feel less if you are feeling your best.
Yeah. I mean, I'm writing it down.
You said, I'm writing it down. All right.
Oh goodness. So yeah, I'm having a blast with it. I met with a group of realtors on Wednesday, helping them make that connection of you can work for a larger brand, but brand yourself so you're the one collecting the rewards.
Hmm. Brand yourself so you're the one collecting the rewards. Hmm. I'm definitely going to be contacting you.
Please do. I would love to do this with you.
Yes, because I definitely need this service.
I mean, I could even come to Houston.
Really? You say you're in Dallas?
I am.
Okay, so yeah, you're not far. Okay.
I'm not far at
Perfect.
all.
Perfect. All right. Okay, so you mentioned that women in your community inspire you daily. What role does collaboration play in your growth of a woman-owned business?
Oh, wow. Okay, so I love creating collaborations with other women because women are creative. They are relationship driven and they are incredible community supporters. I had a phone call with a brand photographer on Monday. I met networking in person and she said, "I want to add your service to my brand photography packages. I want my clients to work with you." Because she knows the results the clients get when we get to work together are 10 times more effective, and it's going to serve her clients more in the long run because they've got the complete service, not just part of it.
That's a great idea. I need to add that. Once I use your service myself, I need to add that to mine as well. That is a great way to collaborate because I'm all about the female empowerment and I'm helping women to automate their businesses and kind of slow up on, so they can kind of focus more on the business side and be able to automate and be more confident in their business as well. But also stepping out boldly with
Yeah,
confidence, as you say, making sure your brand matches you, your clothes, everything together is all one thing.
absolutely.
So that
Absolutely. And then the women who complete the 12-week program, the one-on-one program, I have a mastermind that I'm creating and bringing in experts for business elements to help the women that have completed and created the vision. They know exactly what they want. They've identified tools that they need. Now let's take it to the next step. Who are the resources that you need in order to have a very successful entrepreneurial business? A marketing strategist. I can do basic marketing, but I'm not a marketing specialist. I'm a
Mhm.
business brand and color specialist,
Right.
an SEO specialist. Y'all, ooh, I'm working with one now, has completely elevated my website to a whole new level. I just
Mm.
got discovered on LinkedIn
Oh, wow.
by a gentleman in Ireland who just interviewed me for his podcast.
Way in Ireland. Wow.
And yeah, I have no idea what his search team is doing, but they found me on the website. We're getting all the Google stuff plugged in. We're doing all of these pieces. So the SEO makes a difference. It's huge. But then also a social media strategist.
Hmm.
So if I'm bringing in all of these women who have these tools and specialties into my mastermind to speak to and provide an avenue of vision to make it bigger, better, bolder, and more cohesive, you
That's great.
cannot lose.
Yeah. You sure can't. If you have all the tools, all the pieces, all the people in place to help you build your brand,
Yeah.
you can't lose. All right, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. So final words, call to action. This has been such a refreshing and powerful conversation, Christy. How can people connect with you? Where should they go in case they want to work with you?
Yeah. So on all social media platforms at Cohesive Confidence. And you can also find me on my website, cohesiveconfidence.com. If you want to email me directly, it's Christy, Christy, at cohesiveconfidence.com. I would love to engage with you. I will offer anybody in the audience who's listening and wants to spend time together. We do have the opportunity to grab a 30-minute connection call, or if you have a specific item that you want some strategy around, I will offer a free strategy call to you, which is regularly $95 for an hour of strategy. So if that's something that interests you, shoot me an email and we can get that set up.
All right. So thank you guys for tuning in to another Boss Women Network podcast. Make sure to follow, rate, and share this episode. And don't forget, we're becoming CEOess, which is a female CEO in January of 2026. And until next time, stay confident, stay bold, and stay true to yourself. And don't forget to follow Miss Christie with all the information she just provided. And thank you, Christy, for joining me on the Boss Women Network podcast. It was really great speaking with you and learning about what you do. I even learned some new things today as far as the color palette and knowing that your brand should match also your clothes. I learned something new today. So I will also be reaching out to you as well. So,
Thank you. I look forward to it. This was amazing. Thank you for doing this.
all right. No problem. I will be in touch for sure.
Wonderful. Thank you, Leilani.
All right. Well, you enjoy the rest of your day. And to everyone, bye.
Bye. Thank you.